This episode of the Off the Irish podcast is brought to you by Skillshare. Learn some new skills while you're stuck in quarantine. I'd say it's fairly handy, boys, isn't it?
It is fairly handy.
Fairly handy now, yeah.
Fairly handy. No, you're stuck inside. You have all the time in the world, pretty much. So why don't you use that time? Do something useful. Uh, Learn some new skills. You know, you're going to be doing a lot of things when you get out of quarantine. So hey, you might even pick up a new hobby through it.
Exactly.
So go down to that link in the description, click it, you get 2 months free. So
That's handy.
what are you doing? Go click it, man.
Get it done, man.
Do it already.
So speaking of doing new things and after quarantine, we're going to start off this podcast by talking about what we want to do after quarantine. Well, not straight away, a year from now.
Away. Jesus, man.
So,
We're planning for about a year from now.
Hello, fellas. Welcome to the backpacking episode.
So,
Thanks.
before this episode started, me and Dara had a bit of a disagreement about transportation while doing it.
Now, first of all, let me give a bit of context, all right? Backpacking, pure art form, okay? So pretty
That's
much
true.
what you do is you go minimalist, you know, like less than a week's worth of tent, maybe not even a tent, sleeping bag, just walking through countries. You know how when you go on a holiday, spend all your money on a fancy hotel, going into
And you're
all the
barely in
bars.
it. You
pints,
only go there to sleep. What's the point in
exactly.
that? Sleep in the woods.
Having a few pints, going out to fancy restaurants and shit.
Sure,
We're
burn
not
a
about
pint
that
yourself,
life.
like.
Not about that fucking life, man. We're hard, like we're walking through the fucking countries, man.
Born in the sticks, man.
So a few years ago now, I'd say, when was this? Like 2017? This is when this idea first got conjured up by yours truly and your other truly, Mr. Jardidi.
Hey!
And so our plan back then was to go around Central Europe. So, you know, all the nice countries like, you know, France, Germany, and Amsterdam. Well, no, that's not a country.
Amsterdam
But
isn't
the
a country.
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
Yeah, I just said that.
Belgium.
The Netherlands, Belgium, Austria, stuff like
Luxembourg.
that. Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that. But it has since then evolved as Jared has been to many of the countries due to his archery competitions or whatever. And Jared he thinks it's best that we go to, what is it, the northern Mediterranean, or like
The
is it the European
Union part of
the Mediterranean? Yeah, okay.
So that will consist of us going to Portugal, which isn't really in the Mediterranean, but come on. Portugal, Spain, visiting Gibraltar, crossing over into Northern Africa, then going into France. Well, continuing Spain, going into France, going into, what is San Marino? Then into Italy, and down to Greece. And that's it.
Let me just clarify real quick. San Marino is actually in Italy.
Okay, I got that wrong. What's that little country? Beside France.
Outside France. No, it's straight
Around
from
Nice.
France to. It's straight from France to Italy. Straight shot. So, since
Monaco.
last night.
It's Monaco.
Yeah, but that's in France, is it not?
It's an independent country, isn't it?
Is it?
Yep.
Thomas, look it up there. Let's have a look. See.
Yeah. It's tiny, but we
Cool.
want to walk through it.
Just under 2 square kilometers. That's Jesus. That's awesome. But
So, yeah, we're visiting a few countries.
well,
Kinda
since last night we've been kind of planning it, and as Jared was saying prior to this episode, me and him were having a little bit of a debate about the most efficient way to travel between these countries, because obviously, you know,
And it's
you're not
cheapest
going to
one.
be able to walk on foot through fucking like 7 countries. Impossible,
That's
man.
kind of crazy, in all fairness.
Unless you're like, you know, a robot. So yeah,
Unless your
So
legs are made of steel girders, good luck.
Jared, I'll let you go first.
So, what I was saying was we should try some kind of electric skateboard because, you know, they're pretty handy. They're pretty portable compared to other things.
Get a load of this
Um,
guy.
So we'll be getting a flight from Ireland from Dublin into, was it Lisbon?
Barrow.
Okay. And then from Athens back to Ireland. So we can't really bring a bike around. We can't really bring a car around. Obviously, we're too young to hire a car. We also don't have credit cards, so we can't hire a car. So it would be handier for us to either cycle. We couldn't keep a bike.
Let me just hop in here for a second. Pretty much the whole premise of backpacking is just traveling on a budget. So usually people will set they'll have a set amount in their account, and they'll use just that. Obviously, they'll have two things. Like they'll have a backup, obviously, if they didn't make it to the country that they were intending to make it to. But they'd have two bookings, obviously, the plane there and then the plane back.
Yeah.
Everything in between has to fit within whatever budget you have. So, yeah. Go ahead, continue.
We're fairly resourceful guys. We don't really do all that. Well, we don't really need a lot of things to keep us going. Like we've talked about sleeping in ditches, basically. So obviously, like a large portion of this will be keeping things powered because obviously we want to document it. So documenting it would mean we would need stuff like solar panels. Like these foldable ones you can put away. So I was saying, like, obviously, if you've ever seen Mike Boyd, he did something like that recently where he charged a electric skateboard and he drove from Glasgow to Edinburgh. Now we would be taking that to an extreme, but we reckon we could probably get some kind of company involved in that to try prove their product. Yeah, prove their product. Because if some lads can drive around the Mediterranean with that thing, fair effects to that product.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, no, I say it's portable and.
Jared, I'm going to let you go ahead and explain like the benefits of electric skateboards over other modes of transport.
Okay, if they die, you can just use them like normal skateboard. Obviously with backpacking, you're going to be walking a lot, but some of these things can have up to a 40-kilometer range. So if you want to go fairly fast, you can just hop on and keep going. So if you wanted if you wanted to cover a lot of ground really fast, we could do that. And then we just attach them back to our backpacks, and it's handy.
Okay.
If we had solar panels, we could recharge them fairly easy. Obviously, if we ever stayed anywhere that had power, charge them very handy. And yeah, it doesn't take away from the walking experience. And plus, you could take them onto a bus, a train, whatever.
True. Okay, is that the end of your benefits and shit?
If you have a longboard, you can attach your bag to it. I've seen there's people that do it professionally, like they're called MovPack. So it's like a mobile.
Okay.
It's like a longboard that has a backpack on it. Looks pretty cool. I actually just seen a review of it, and the guy who was using it didn't really like it all that much, but
yeah,
haven't tried it like so.
Exactly, you can't really say much about it.
Yeah, but yeah, wouldn't mind trying to give something like that a go or do a DIY job on that.
Yeah.
Pretty
Fair
cool,
enough.
Yeah.
That's kind of it.
My idea. It's Jared, it's very conservational.
Also, mine's environmentally friendly.
It's electric. Yeah, exactly. It's electric. That's amazing. You bring it over there and you can bring it back. You still have it at home. Now, here's what I was thinking. So, you see all these people out in like LA with their fancy electric bikes that are like huge. Super expensive.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. So what I plan to do get a bike, an e-bike conversion kit. Pretty standard stuff. All it is a motor you attach to the pedals. You get an extra wheel and the proper equipment to help put it on and maintain it or whatever. So I'm saying you bring that with you. Now we're going to Portugal, right? Get a second-hand bike. Obviously, like, not too bad now. Not like wheels falling off of it and stuff like that. Just get a cheap enough bike. Now,
Of course.
put the conversion kit on the bike so that when need be, you just let it kick in and it brings you further. So you cycle for a bit, might get a bit tired. You're like, oh shit. Throw on the motor. And then you got an electric bike. So the reason I thought this was a good idea is, so you have an electric skateboard, that's fine. You can walk, you get tired, hop on the skateboard. Brings you like 40 miles, as Jared was saying, have to charge it again. Now, with a bike, you cycle it however far, then let the electric motor run for a bit and take you, like, you could probably cycle easily like 30, 40 kilometers. Like,
Well,
recently, around this
know.
area, there is a lot of people that have been doing like 300 kilometers a day. And that's crazy. Because they're just going in circles.
Yeah, that's mad.
So, like, you could easily go 40 kilometers in like 4 to 5 hours.
Ah, yeah. You'd cover some ground on a bike.
And that's just normal cycling. What?
And do you want like bikes with motors or just normal bikes?
I want a bike where you literally take off the back wheel, throw in the prop.
What? You cut off there for a sec. Dara? Jared?
Hello.
Oh, you're there. Grand. I was thinking though, 'cause, like, I think even if I know myself now. Just I know personally, I don't know how to skateboard, and I prefer cycling. Oh, you back?
Yeah. My connection was a bit shit for a minute.
That's fine.
But anyway, what I was saying was, fuck, where was I?
Cycle.
So yeah, you cycle like 40 kilometers, right?
Yeah.
Let the electric motor run for like, you could pedal it a small bit while the electric motor is running, and that'll keep you going for like another 20 to 30, and then you're sorted. Like, you've obviously regained your energy, and then you just pedal again, and then keep doing that until the motor runs out of juice, and then just cycle to the nearest place where you could recharge the motor, and then you're sorted again for the next day. Now, I feel like probably the biggest like advantage over an electric skateboard is that electric skate. You've seen the wheels on an electric skateboard, right? They're fairly smooth now.
Okay.
So they're for going.
You can get covers on that work.
You can get like all-terrain wheels, kind of. But like, obviously, the all-terrain wheels aren't going to work as well as a properly smooth wheel. Like, the smooth wheel, that's gonna go fast as fuck, like. So, like, with a bike, get a mountain bike. The wheels are pretty much. Obviously, you're not going to be able to get up like cliffs and shit like that, but you're not really going to need to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, you could, like, say you come up to a road, and, like, the road is pretty good, and then the road cuts off, and it's just a dirt track. then your electric skateboard, you're like, well, fuck. You know, these wheels on it, not a chance. But with a bike, you're like, okay, I can do
Considering
this.
we're going to be on the coastline a lot, I don't think it'll come into play that much of there being dirt tracks.
But say if you want to, like, yeah, you're going to be on the coast, so there's going to be roads, obviously. But like, say you need to cut through like
huge cycling paths.
Yeah, exactly. But like, say you want to cut through like a national park, just for like a shortcut, because obviously they're going to let you, like, if it's just kind of a thing that you can walk through, they're going to let you cut through it on a bike. And that's going to cut your time by like an hour or two, maybe. Depending on, because like you could have like a 2 kilometer stretch that's straight through a national park. If you're going around that, that's a 4 kilometer stretch. So like, fucking just going to save you at least a half an hour to an hour to get to your next place, you know?
I mean, personally, for me anyway, I definitely think that if I was going abroad, that I would have to have some kind of bike. Yeah. Just because I know how to ride a bike and I don't know how to ride a skateboard, but
yeah, no, doing.
I would the electric skateboard. I would like consider it. It sounds.
I would consider it as well.
Yeah.
Like, I do agree that it's very compact, like, and it's now with the range and all that you're talking about, it's very efficient, like, but I feel like it's very expensive, and I think some airlines have banned electric skateboards because didn't one blow up on a plane before.
I'm not too sure on that. I think the deal is that you can't remove the batteries. It would be something you'd have to declare. So like, yeah, it would be something you have to declare.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
I get what
thing
you
is,
mean.
mentioned the solar power thing about it. You know, you're showing us something.
Yeah, you could set up. Yeah, you set up a way to charge it with just solar panels, and being in the Mediterranean, that'll be very, very easy.
Yeah, that'd be cool now. So we don't have to.
Now, obviously, you couldn't charge it when you're using it, but you could charge it. Well, maybe with some models, but you could charge it when we take breaks with solar panels. Like, that's crazy. Well, obviously not overnight. As the sun's going down, a bit of power, and early in the morning, a bit of power.
Yeah, so
like you're gonna be relying a lot on the sun, though.
Yeah,
like
even with the bike,
even with the bike, you'd be relying on the sun, because like you could get a solar panel as well for that, charge the motor up. I mean, I don't think I'd use it for that, but like I think the biggest use of it would be like if you had like a solar powered power bank. You know.
Yeah, there's like extreme versions of that.
Yeah, like a solar panel on your power bank. It charges it up, and then you plug it into your phone. Like, I think that's...
Obviously, we're not going to be like completely off the grid kind of thing. There's going to be places where
you're not going to be using your phone. Like, you're not going to be using your phone that often. Maybe for photos and stuff. Like, you're not going to be really contacting people unless you have Wi-Fi.
But we are podcasters, so
we are podcasters.
Part of what we'll be doing is we'll be doing the show while we're out doing that.
I mean,
and also,
we wouldn't be able to do full-length shows, though. It'd have to be like 10 to 20 minutes a day.
Yeah, like it wouldn't be that big, but obviously you can put an hour into a podcast.
Is, install some kind of edit app on your phone, take little clips of what you're doing throughout the day, edit them all together, and upload it that day or something.
I was just thinking you could kind of just have it on Twitter. You just like when you're going through a town or something, or if you're on the coast and you like see something cool, take a video of it and post it.
Well, obviously to get some kind
15 to 20 posts, and then mash it all together at the end of the day and upload it as a video.
And then you can do that on Instagram as well. Take loads of pictures and put them on.
Exactly.
Instagram.
Yeah. Have it on the story, like. It's something you'd have to think about, like, because obviously when you're out like backpacking, you don't want to be using your phone that often, because it's gonna be for like it's pretty much gonna be for like emergencies and shit, like.
Yeah. No, I get you.
like going down the road scrolling through your Snapchat.
No, fuck that. I'd probably delete most of my social medias like that. Ones that
You'd have to.
Because it'd be too much of a distraction.
I'd keep like the main one you use to contact everyone, like
Twitter.
No, I use Messenger.
Probably Messenger. I'd probably keep Messenger, Twitter, and then Instagram because I need to post on those two.
I'd keep Messenger, Twitter. Yeah, we'd probably all have to keep Messenger, Twitter, and Instagram, and then YouTube, so we could do posts like.
I'll be keeping them all. I think it would be really handy to just sit down and record a podcast as usual, because obviously it does get dark, and obviously you're not going to be sleeping the whole time. So second lights out, you're not going to bed, so it'd be fairly handy. Record it, and then when we get a chance, where somewhere with public Wi-Fi, McDonald's kind of job, we can post it.
You can bring laptop with you, can't you?
Well, like one of us would be able to bring a laptop.
I don't think I'd bring a laptop, to be honest.
No?
If we're doing that, one would have to bring it. If you want to document it, which is like the whole plan of it, you'd want to do that.
Yeah. Like you could do it where you just upload it on Twitter, and then at the end of the whole trip, you do a big, massive thing, like, or in every country even.
There is a solar-powered electric skateboard, actually. That's kind of cool.
You can probably get the same with a bike, like a solar-powered mower, or even just something that just have the solar panel like hanging off your back on the backpack, and then charging the motor while you're going. Like, it's all very technical. Like, you'd have to like really sort it out. Like, you'd have to have all the shit here, then test it for like at least a week.
But the problem I have with the bikes is we know we have to get trains and buses at certain times, and we have to take a boat, and we can't bring them on those.
Yeah, we're fucked. No, I get you.
Yeah, I swear to God, I'm like 99.9% sure.
Plus, I know
I'm like 90% sure the only thing you can't bring a bike on is a bus.
Really? Sure. What if we need to? Because we're planning to get like a 6-hour bus journey for one of the things.
That's from Patras to Athens. So literally, this is what I'm saying. Another way Jared said, "Oh yeah, you can bring the skateboard back with you." Be generous with the bike and just give it to someone, you know.
Yeah.
Gift it back. Because, like, you know, someone's in Greece and they're looking for a bike, and you're just like, "Oh yeah, I'm just passing through and I don't need this bike anymore. Do you want it?" Yeah, fuck it. Just throw up an ad on like fucking on Facebook or some shit. Because ads on Facebook are proximity based.
Are they?
Yeah. Because when I was in Australia, we were looking for a kayak, and it was showing us all kayaks within like an hour of us. That people were just selling, like. So yeah, like I think with the bike, I think it'd just be like really, and not only would it be like useful, but it'd be like fun as well, you know. Because like when you're walking, you know, legs are gonna hurt, and then you're standing up on the skateboard. With a bike, obviously your ass is gonna hurt, but like you're sitting down.
Yeah.
And it's just your legs working.
I guess, yeah. I have no idea how to like ride a skateboard. I'd have to learn before I go.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think I'd want to learn anyway, just in case like I ever need to.
Because man, I would full on. I bet you 100%. If we were on the coastline and we're like right on the edge of a cliff, I'd like run into a rock and fucking go absolutely bombing straight off the cliff. Like,
it's the Mediterranean. It's mainly just beaches.
Again.
I don't know, man.
But what are you doing up there with a skateboard?
What? Where?
On a cliff.
Yeah, on a cliff.
Wait, what? On a cliff? No, but like, do you know what? You know when you think of like coastal, you think of like winding roads on a cliff.
I think of a beach
down to water. Yeah, but I think I'm when I think of roads, like coastal roads, that's what I think of.
Okay.
I don't know. Whatever you say, boss.
Fucking damn right. No, but like, yeah, I think personally, Thomas, what do you think would be better? Or do you have a third that we can maybe throw into the mix?
To be honest,
with the thing with the sorry, Thomas. The thing with the converters on the bikes are, in some of the countries we visit, we would need a motorcycle license to use them.
Yeah, but like, you can get motors.
It
that
could
are
be
just
all
clip
of the
on, clip
countries.
off.
I haven't checked the laws on them properly yet.
You could get motors that are just clip on, clip off. So as soon as you enter a country that is illegal, you're like, all right, clip off, throw it in the bag, let it charge up for a bit.
Okay, fair enough.
It's full as soon as it's at full juice and out of a country where it's sorted again.
to be honest, I don't mind doing either because, sure, like it's experience.
I feel like it's just more effort to go with the skateboard, you know. Because, like, Thomas, you know how to ride a bike.
Yeah.
I know how to ride a bike. Jared, I'm sure you know how to ride a bike, right?
Yeah.
Like, everyone knows how to ride a bike. Well, most people, anyway. All three of us, anyway, ride a bike. And, only one of us knows how to ride a skateboard properly without, harming ourselves.
With an electric skateboard, you're standing on it and it's moving. You lean to turn. Like, you're not having the difficulty of having to try move it forward as well.
But it's just skateboarding without kicking your foot off the ground.
Yeah, which is just like balancing.
Yeah, but like
moving, like leaning left or right.
Yeah, but like I'd shit myself doing that. I'd like
Fair
lean
enough.
too far left, dead.
But obviously,
Right,
traveling the
dead.
entire Mediterranean with it, you would think you get used to it.
Yeah, but like with a bike, you're already used to it, man. And if you're going downhill, you don't need to use shit.
Bring them certain
You don't even need
places.
to pedal.
Like, you could bring this thing back to Ireland. Like, you can get these things pretty cheap.
Yeah, but like you can get a bike for cheaper.
Fair enough.
Like definitely. Like honestly, you can get a bike out of unnamed bike chain supplier store for like 200 quid.
Okay.
Right? Now, say we go to Portugal, right? That's a brand new bike, by the way.
Yeah.
No, I think that's like base model, right? So like it's not too good. It's not great, but it gets the job done.
Okay.
Okay, you've got it in Portugal. By the time we get to Italy, we have to get our first bus. You have to ditch it. Okay, now we arrive in Greece.
Hey,
Are you going to pick up another one?
Shit happens.
So the central and eastern
because
Mediterranean, we just don't have anything then.
No, see, from Spain, right, from Portugal to...
No, I got it.
All the way down to Morocco, right? Back up to Spain, up to France. Then you get to like fucking Venice, maybe, right? You've gone through 4 of like 7 countries, or 4 of like, what is it, 6 countries that we plan on visiting?
Portugal,
Spain,
right? France, Italy, Greece.
Portugal, Spain, France, Italy. Portugal, Spain, Morocco, France, Italy, Monaco.
Oh, and we're going into Ceuta, which is...
and Greece.
Is Ceuta technically in Africa, or is it French? One of you was telling me something about that.
It's technically Spanish. There's just 2 parts of Northern Africa owned by Spain. We're going to go to one of them.
Of course.
Just because EU. So.
Yeah, 7 like.
Yeah, because we're going to all these like different EU countries.
And having a way of getting through those 4 countries, you get to Italy, and yeah, maybe you have to get a bus from like Venice to Bari, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Well, it'd actually be from Genoa to Parma, and Parma to somewhere else, and there to Venice, and then going all the way down the hill.
Actually, yeah. What are we gonna do when we get to Venice?
Yeah, but like.
That's the question.
It's like submerged in water, right?
Well, not all of it.
If you have Just literally bring a bike lock, man. We could, if you wanted, we could literally leave the bikes in Gibraltar, go off to Morocco for the day, come back, get the bikes again.
You could.
Yeah.
And then,
but do you wanna?
That's the thing. Like, even if you have to get a ferry across, you're able to bring the bike on a ferry. Like, maybe you have to pay like a $5. It's a tenner to bring a bike from Ireland to France, and that's like a fucking 4 hour. How long is it from Gibraltar to? It's like an hour.
We should name this episode Jordan and Dara fight over bike and electric skateboard for 30 minutes.
Exactly.
Do you want to move on to a different topic? Like, I know you guys are going to want to use a bike. I'm probably going to want to try use an electric skateboard.
No, I think we should stick with this.
Bike gang. Yeah, I think we know. I think we should
what
stick
else
with
is
this
important?
topic. Food.
Food.
Conservation.
Yeah, food's important. Obviously, like a lot of money would be spent on that.
Like, I feel like, right, this is going to sound like a very alcoholic thing of me to say, right? But I feel like drinking is important. I think drinking is important to some extent because, you know, when you go on a holiday, you're expected to drink, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not going to be going like
business
every
trip,
fucking
right?
night. It's not really though. It's a holiday.
Shh.
Sorry,
don't tell that to the sponsors.
Business trip, man. Even if we do get sponsored, they're gonna want us to have fun. They're not gonna be like, oh yeah, be formal, wear suits.
To document their stuff being good.
Be formal, wear suits.
Be formal, wear suits on our product. Yeah. Obviously, it's not the most important thing, but like, could totally see us sharing like a bottle of vodka between the three of us. Or like just the cheapest ale.
I mean,
of the land.
To you guys, I don't drink. So
man, yeah, but man, when you get to France and Italy, you're gonna have to drink a bit of wine.
Yeah, I'm gonna be trying wine when we get to Greece and Italy. Because Greek wine is actually
you have to. It doesn't matter if you don't drink an art. You're gonna have to. Because if you don't, you're disrespecting the country.
I suppose you're kind of right. But yeah,
anyway,
food will be a bit of an issue at the time. As much as I'd like to make a joke about it, I don't think I actually want to forage for food.
I don't want to forage for food.
You could kind of do that along the beaches, but I don't know if that's legal in those countries.
Farmers markets are the cheapest place.
Well, of course, yeah.
So literally, grab a big bag of rice.
So I love cheese and bread for entire trip. Let's go. And have enough energy to walk and cycle. Be mental.
Our main worry is about going though. We'd have to worry about food and transport, and after that, like we find somewhere to stay every night. Like pretty much sorted, but we gotta have enough money.
Yeah, staying somewhere every night is really difficult. You kind of want to check around online first. Like, does anywhere in the entirety of the Mediterranean coast have like free accommodation? Like, okay, here's like a room, just fucking clock out and after 4 hours, then you're done. Or what's the cheapest accommodation in the entire Mediterranean? You'd want to know those things. The cheapest
accommodation is in the entire Mediterranean?
The beach. Dig a hole in the sand, you head up to it, and the tide will wake you up in the morning.
Nah.
But also hygiene's gonna be a problem, like cleaning all your stuff if you're not at like a hostel. Like, isn't there like youth hostels and stuff that we could go to?
There is one of the hostels and stuff, yeah.
Those would be kind of cool.
Yeah, we'd have to like survive in those things.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like most of the places you'd be able to camp, you know. Not
Our
illegal.
preparation for this project so far has been. It is a project. Like, of course, we're gonna want to document this thing because that's what. Like, I don't know about you guys, but since doing the podcast, I think people like to see these things. Like, okay, well,
they want
this
to
is
hear
how
about adventurous shit.
Yeah, and that would be exactly it. And yeah, it's important to document it. And yeah, I forgot what I was going to say originally.
And I'm full on, like, I'm talking about, you know, go to a place, make locals leave.
Oh, actually, what I was going to say there, sorry, was that our preparation is basically only like cheap transportation, and that's kind of it.
Literally, the only preparation you need for backpacking is flights.
Backpack. Flights, yeah. Flights and good luck.
Shit you need to bring with you, and then that's it, pretty much. Then you find out the rest along the way.
So, are you guys going to use things you have already, or are you going to buy some things? Like, you going to use a bag you already have, or?
Oh no.
Yeah, I probably need to buy a bigger bag.
I want to get like a full-on backpacking bag, like a fucking huge bag, like where you
I
can
think I
like
could do well with a
strap shit
small one.
onto it and all.
I could probably do okay in my school bag. Like, I don't think I'd be
I was
too
thinking
bad.
that as well.
Definitely could.
My school bag's huge.
Yeah, I mean,
Man, I want one of those things. I want one. I've seen a fishing bag, right? I don't know if it's exclusively for fishing, right? Man, this shit has a chair on it, like attached to it.
Oh wow!
So you wear it as a bag, and then you just plop it down, and it's a chair.
Okay.
Like a foldable chair.
Yeah.
What about just sitting on a rock?
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? That's awesome.
Trying to be minimalistic with this thing. You gotta like. That's why I like this skateboard's so good. It's so portable. You can't put away a bike. You can put a skateboard on your backpack. You can't put a bike on it.
Tie you to a tree, man.
I suppose.
Just fucking simple shit.
It'll be good crack when it happens, but a lot of preparation has to be done.
Yeah, like I think I'll buy a few new things. Obviously, I think I wouldn't say appropriate clothes, but I'd say like clothes that could like double purpose as something else.
Yeah, like I'm probably only gonna bring like 3 outfits, and then I could probably get more when I get there.
Like a fucking jacket that doubles as like a blanket, like it folds out or some shit like that.
Oh, you will not need a jacket there, trust me, sir. Maybe like the lightest of rain jacket, but no, you're not gonna need a jacket.
I want a t-shirt that I can like bend into a bandana or some shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Just like some, I don't know. And then obviously, I think the one of the most important things to have would be like a first aid. Just like one big one.
Why
between
would we
the three
need that?
of us.
I'm a pretty
Why
safe
would
guy.
we need that? Yeah, like some person, if it's all right. Let's just say we've chosen bikes, okay?
Yeah.
The dangerous move.
Shut up. Man, I'd say it's more dangerous than a fucking skateboard, bro. Right? Say someone's a dumbass, flying over the handlebar, skins the fucking absolute shit out of their arms.
Plaster.
Yeah, man. Exactly.
It's a plaster job.
Yeah,
throw a bit of salt water and alcohol into it.
We just need fucking cement, man. You'll be fine.
Cement? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Conceal the fucking man. It's fine. Cement.
Bit of string, stop the bleeding. Wear a belt or something.
Yeah.
Man, I think even in just a mini first aid kit.
You sure? You can carry it.
Yeah, man. I'm not carrying that shit. I already have to bring a laptop for the podcast,
Yeah, I'm not gonna bring a fucking laptop. Jesus Christ.
I gotta bring solar panels, man. Come on, like.
Bring a little. I'd love to bring like a little AM FM radio, like one of those ones that you can just clip onto your like fucking waist.
Your phone does that for you.
Nah, man, fuck that.
Also, you don't speak
I
Spanish,
want to be saving
Italian,
the valuable
French,
battery I have on my phone. Wait, what?
I said you don't speak Spanish, Portuguese, French, Italian, or Greek, or Croatian.
So you're saying bring a dictionary for all of those?
Well, no. I mean, like for radio, you're not going to understand the radio stations.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like music.
I suppose.
Oh yeah, we'd need something for music, like an iPod.
But like, what if there's something really controversial playing on the radio and you're just walking around with it? Like, they're talking about like bring back the guillotine in France.
Man, they're probably not talking about bringing back the guillotine in France.
We're walking on a beach, banging this out, and waiting for the songs to come on, and everyone's like, "What the hell is wrong with these guys?"
Man, like, I'm trying to have the full experience, go around fucking mingle in with local parties and shit like that.
Oh well, of course we'll do something like that. Yeah, like we're gonna pass through every single village, town, city, hamlet, everything.
Boys, yeah, we might have to learn a few languages or just basics.
How good your Italian?
Poor. Ciao bella.
I think my Italian's okay.
Arrivederci. That's probably
Oh,
the
Lord.
extent
Oh,
of my
Lord.
Italian.
Good. How'd you get so good at that?
That's brilliant, man. Fair play.
Movies,
Greek.
man.
Greek, I have no
No,
idea. But,
absolutely
I
not.
know.
I don't know how to speak any Greek.
I know. For
We
Spanish
all
people, Greek
have
people
basic
sound very
French,
funny.
pretty much.
I could probably wing French, to be honest.
I could
Oh, yeah,
probably
you
get
know
us
French.
invited to a French party.
Good lad.
That'd be class, man. Imagine
That would be kind of cool.
someone just has like a mansion with a vineyard, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're having a party. Come on." Like, yeah, obviously.
Nah, we're good.
Class.
We're just trying to record our podcast.
Well, we could record. We could record
We're
a
trying to
podcast
record a
in
podcast. What are you
French.
doing? Yeah.
Three people.
We have an
We got
outlet,
3 French
we could
lads to
put stuff
replace
into.
us. 3 French lads to replace us for one podcast.
3 lads who've never met each other.
Exactly. 3 lads who never met each other. We get
What's a podcast?
a Spanish guy, a Portuguese guy, and put them in one room and ask them.
Oh, yeah.
We
ask
do
them
it
to
like Forrest Gump. You know where he's like by himself at first, and then loads of people start joining him running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the time we hit Greece, we're gonna have like 51 people in our group.
I was running.
I was
mean-
running.
What's our excuse to do it? Like,
What do you mean? What to
like
go back?
saying to the girlfriend, like, I saying to the girlfriend and the parents, oh yeah, I'm heading off to Portugal, and we're gonna make our way to Greece.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool.
I'm heading off to 7 different countries. Why? Because I fucking want to.
You want to say, oh, it's a business trip for the podcast? Gotta say that.
I wouldn't my fuck say that. I'd say because they'd be like, oh my god. No, I'd be like, oh no, I want to do a bit of traveling before I settle down for the rest of my horrible life.
You guys probably haven't considered it yet, but pretty soon we actually have to turn Awfully Irish Podcast into a business, like as a business name, and put it under a certain
I know, yeah.
title.
Yeah.
Like we're actually incredibly close to that actually having to happen soon, which is terrifying.
That is pretty scary.
Kind of awesome though.
Yeah.
So like while we're doing it, you'd basically be getting paid by the Awfully Irish Podcast to do it.
Damn.
That sounds pretty cool.
That is pretty cool, to be honest. I would not mind doing that at all.
Yeah, man. Just like.
So this
I don't know.
podcast is our holiday fund. No. It's a chance to meet people and introduce them to the podcast. How's that?
Yeah,
How's that?
Good chance
We're going to the Mediterranean to spread awareness about the podcast.
Learn about some cultural diversity, man. Because
Yeah,
literally,
Put on
what the
these
extent
t-shirts
of
that
our
say
culture
Awfully
is
Irish.
like, we like potatoes. Nice one. Yeah. So like, obviously,
They
love
like
to learn
potatoes,
about
they drink
Portuguese
a lot.
culture, a bit about Spanish culture, a bit about Moroccan culture, man.
Like,
Just
they
keep
think-
going.
actually, we're kind of funny. Like, we're called the Awfully Irish Podcast, but you know, Thomas doesn't like mashed potato when I don't like to drink.
Thomas doesn't like what?
Mashed potato.
He doesn't like mashed potato.
Yeah, like what the fuck is wrong with you, Thomas?
Oh, shut up, man.
But the only one awfully Irish here is actually Dara. He was in the
Yeah.
bog the other day as well, so that's very Irish.
I'm the very.
Also, Thomas is
I'm
English.
I'm
Oh, no, I am
the
not English.
definition of awfully Irish. Man.
I was born in England. Doesn't make me English.
English.
He's English.
The thing with Dara is he's
He's
actually half Icelandic, so excluded. I don't know why I said that.
I need some way to play music. It doesn't matter what kind of music it is. I'm like 90% sure that you could get like a solar powered radio that you just clip onto yourself.
You could, yeah.
That'd be
Thomas, do you want
class.
to look
Like,
it up?
imagine just cycling and just listening to some tunes with the boys.
Solar powered machete. That's still in there from the other day.
Solar powered radio. Ah, yeah. Look.
Yeah, there's
Thomas,
that's-
this is
Oh, you
probably
might for
gonna
Wish.
a bunch of
Oh,
work
not Wish.
videos and stuff.
Go to what?
This is probably going to bring up like work radios that people use on like construction sites and stuff.
Oh.
Look up
Yeah,
like solar
a
powered
lot of
pocket
those
radio.
things would be too heavy to bring around.
Yeah,
You
solar
want like the
powered pocket
lightest
radio.
lights.
Solar powered radio for traveling then.
Like I want everything made out of aluminium and to be like paper tin. So, like if I sneeze on this thing, it's gonna explode.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's something like that then, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
That looks cool. Yeah.
That's
Bit of
like something
paracord,
like
have
that.
it hanging off the bag. Handy
Exactly,
job.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, mad.
What you get robbed?
Bring it.
I cannot believe we're after spending like the last.
No, you'd
We spent half an
wanna
hour
bring
talking about electric skateboards versus bikes.
Jared, we spent like 45 minutes, and then half an hour before that, we also spent fighting over it.
Do you
We've been
expect to
spending
just see
most of our day
sides on this,
talking
or
about it.
what? Are you gonna do some crazy shit?
What?
Say that again?
Because I want to do some crazy shit. I want to do at least one crazy thing in every country.
Well, be careful where you do it.
Yeah.
Make sure it's legal.
I'm not talking about like shit where it's like, oh fuck, that's illegal. I mean
Like, oh my
shit
god,
where
he's
it's
fighting
like,
a wolf
this
in
is sick.
France.
No. Don't be like that. Jesus Christ.
Oh shit.
Oh my god, he went to Gibraltar and like, I don't know, he
I mean, like,
what's illegal in Gibraltar?
treason.
He committed treason in Gibraltar.
Commit treason in Gibraltar. I know.
Ate Chicago-style
like,
pizza in
go
Italy.
to Gibraltar, like backflip off of something into the ocean, bro.
I mean,
swim across
feel
to
free.
Morocco.
We'll do some weird things there, definitely.
Yeah.
Just kind of lads we are. But that's to be continued. Like, obviously, we have over a year for this, and we're talking about it now. Could even be 2 years. But
I
yeah.
want to gather a thing. Like, I want to gather.
Learn a bit about foraging
in every
in all
country.
those different countries. Like, when I was in Greece, there's orange trees everywhere. Like, there's wild orange trees just sitting there. Badass oranges, man. Badass oranges. Vitamin C, good for the soul.
And I'd love
mind.
to just, like, I'd love to just be next year, just, book the tickets and be like, fuck it.
Yeah, but you would, but
You know,
at the
like,
same time,
have a
Would,
small
but you wanted
bit.
the preparation.
No, I don't want to be like, I want to book it at some point and then set myself the goal of being prepared.
regret it later on.
Regret it later on. Yeah, like huge financial.
You know what you do? Improvise, adapt, overcome.
We can't upload this video now. Thanks, Dara.
Why? That's
Man,
not
it's
copyrighted.
saying it's copyrighted. It's copyrighted, man. He's gonna hunt you down.
Me.
He's gonna pee in your mouth, man.
No, it's not.
Oh, Bear Grylls.
Okay, now we can't. Now we can't do that.
God damn it.
Would you do the
No,
thing?
we're
that-
good.
Would you when you get when you book
Like,
your ticket,
obviously, we should. I think we should have someone. Obviously, we had Jaden on the other day, and he's done a bit of traveling.
Yeah.
But
you weren't there for that.
I know I wasn't there for that. Sorry, there was.
How come you weren't there for that, man?
I'm actually not going to disclose that on this podcast because it was a bit personal.
You were asleep, weren't you?
No, it was actually a bad thing.
Nah.
So I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Snoring.
But anyway,
Snoring.
Jared, I'll fucking kill you. Okay. Shut up.
Go on.
Go on, sorry.
But yeah, I think we should have someone who's done a lot of backpacking. Even maybe someone from that gobackpacking.com.
That'd be
like
cool,
someone who writes on that. I think would be a cool person to have on. Just even help us prepare, because obviously people like, how many people our age, like right now, do you think are actually considering doing this?
Not many.
Everyone wants to
Very
travel.
few.
Never mind everyone.
Everyone wants to travel. Like, obviously, no, everyone wants to travel, but not a lot of people are
prepared to do it. Like,
but I think in the last few years, it's been gathering popularity.
Yeah. I get
because now, people want to do travel before they get into the deep nitty gritty part of college, like.
So would you say go second year?
So while we're preparing for our trip, we can also prepare other people, because they listen to the podcast, they just listen to it, and they're like, "All right, that's what I need. That's what I need to."
Imagine meeting people.
This is what I need to avoid.
Who heard the podcast when we're out there. It'd be kind of cool.
Say that again.
Man, that'd be sick.
I imagine meeting people who know about the podcast.
That would be very cool, actually.
What if we did like podcast live shows?
People do that. I know
shows,
stuff you should.
One in every
Stuff you should know
country.
does that. They do it in all across the US and Canada. They're pretty big. I do know.
Do one show in every country.
Be cool, yeah.
Yeah, we go to France. No one knows who we are. No one speaks English, or no one speaks Irish English.
Are you all right? They're like,
It's crack, lads. It's like, I think he's talking about that drug.
Man, you go to America, they think that's what you're on about.
They're like, what's the crack? Whoa! Hold on a minute, buckaroo.
Or we show up at the podcast like, guys, what are we even going to talk about today? We do that before every episode.
We do this script. We're going to have so much shit to talk about. Oh my god.
Yeah, that would be very cool.
We'll learn a lot in all fairness. It's going to be great.
Oh, we definitely will.
I'm looking forward to it, boys. I'll be honest with you.
Same.
I'm very much. I think planning it is very fun as well.
Yeah. No,
planning it is very fun. Imagining what we could do.
Yeah.
No, it is.
All the possibilities, bro.
I just for the sake of knowing, Thomas, can you look up where oranges grow in the Mediterranean?
Yeah. I think it's Spain.
Definitely growing.
I know when I was in Australia, I went up and we went up in the hills and there was an orange orchard there, and I was like, "What?"
Remember, one of our friends used to go to Spain.
It was so weird just seeing them on trees, like.
Yeah, they're just sitting there. No one was picking them because, like, oh, I'm fucking sick of oranges.
Oh, I'm fucking sick of oranges, man.
That's it.
These oranges.
We're going there. That's on our.
Yeah.
That is one of our stops along the way, isn't it? That's sick.
Yeah, I think you put it. You just click the Google Map kind of thing.
Click onto. Yeah, man. I mean, get a bit of Greek yogurt. It just grows on trees over there.
Does it actually? No, I'm kidding.
I'm sorry.
You know, you can't.
I think it's like, I don't think my podcasts actually talk about it, and I think it can be a very beneficial way to travel, because when you're planning for big fuck off holidays where you're gonna go all out on spending shit,
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna spend my money and that's it. But like, if you throw yourself into like 7 different countries and you have a type, you're gonna learn fucking conserve your money and shit like that.
Yeah,
gotcha.
We'd want.
You know exactly what you need, exactly what you want.
Do
it right, man, and this could be the biggest thing we ever do.
Could be, but hopefully it's not. We'll do bigger. We'll do South America sometime.
I think back in the Mediterranean is bigger.
Don't be a really cool idea. How long does it take to do Route 66?
Oh, like a couple days, if not weeks.
That'd be cool. Like, like a live stream, just a massive live stream of the entire thing.
4,000 kilometers. How long does it take to travel? Thomas, click that. No, click it. Yeah, it's down there.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Well, this backpack thing is going to take us like months.
2-3 months. Could be the whole summer.
Could be.
You know.
Could be. Yeah.
Very well.
You'd want it to be the whole summer, because like
you
don't want to be over there for like too little and then too long,
Yeah, that's true. You don't know how fast it could be. Like,
you could make it from Portugal to Italy probably in like a month.
Yeah.
If you're
probably be surprised how fast you'd actually go.
Because we checked it out there, and you could go from Faro to Gibraltar in like 2 days, maybe.
And that's all of Portugal done then,
That's Portugal and like that's Portugal, a bit of Spain and Morocco done.
Portugal, Spain, technically the UK and Northern Africa done all click of a
2
finger.
days. Yeah.
You could do. Realistically, you could do.
Yeah. That's what means
4
we've been
countries
to
in one day.
4 different countries in a continent.
Yeah, we couldn't say we did Africa by just going there.
Imagine how crazy it'd be to be like, yo, we went to Africa. What?
Yeah, everyone's like, whoa, where'd you go? Where'd you go, man? And we're like, oh yeah, just went to like the Spanish part. Whoa.
Yeah, we went to Portugal. Went to
That's
Gibraltar,
exactly
went to
how
Africa.
we go.
You mad?
Oh, that's so cool, man. Where'd you go?
Obviously, I'm not, man. Why tell someone I've gone to Africa? I'm not going to tell them I've gone to the Spanish part of Africa. I'm going to be like, oh no,
Well,
man,
if they're
I
listening
was
to the
in,
podcast, they're gonna know.
I was in. Yeah, but man, like, if I tell someone a story, like, obviously, when I come back, I'm gonna like, man, this shit was Africa.
Africa was mad.
Like, what?
Africa was mad.
It was mad, man.
Mad.
We were there for a day.
Spent the whole day in Africa, man. It was mental. Yeah, that'll be
Okay, I think we.
Can I get maracas in Morocco?
You get what?
Can I get maracas in Morocco?
Yeah, of course you can.
Probably.
Class.
I don't know why you didn't ask that.
The only thing we'd be able to buy is like little kind of stuff, you know. Wouldn't be able to buy anything.
Yeah, I'm talking about getting like a fucking necklace in every country. I'm not talking about getting like a fucking anvil.
Lads, I'm after taking up metalworking on the trip, so I'm bringing around this anvil from now on. And this pneumatic
blacksmith, man.
Fucking blacksmith.
Become a blacksmith, man.
Oh man, oh, Jesus Christ. That's so dumb.
Can't wait to keep planning this trip and just see all the crazy shit we can do.
How was your trip? Oh yeah, it was grand. Yeah, I became a blacksmith on the way. It's really interesting.
Became a blacksmith, got my pilot's license, fought off 2 sharks on a wolf. Fucking crazy, man.
Oh yeah, man.
Now we'll do some cool stuff when we get there, anyway.
Oh man, I can't
But
wait.
that's all to be planned, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Just letting the people know.
Keep tuning in. Might do a few more of these episodes if this one's popular.
Yeah, if this one's popular, we'll do more.
I doubt this one's going to be popular just because of the fact that we spent about half an hour debating over bikes and skateboards.
Shut up. Anyway,
Bikes are
thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe.
Tell
your
your
grandma
grandma.
about the podcast.
Tell your cousin. No.
Just tell everyone.
Maybe do a bit of backpacking research yourself. You never know. You might like it.
Yeah.
And yeah,
meet us along the way, maybe. You never know, like.
Good, yeah.
If you meet us on the way, pal, you can be on the podcast. We're that sound.
Oh yeah, man.
Sure,
we'll have you on the podcast.
Sure,
Doesn't matter
definitely.
who you are.
War criminal, get on, man.
No,
Actually, don't.
We do not endorse fucking war criminals, Jared.
Take your hand.
You're right, we don't.
Have a good
Guys,
day. Make sure
take
you
your
tune in to the next few podcasts.
Yeah. In fact, tune into all of them. Good luck to you.